Do you also dread exercise? Exercise is horrible. The reason for it to be horrible is because it's pointless, other than giving your body a good shape, which I could not argue with, that's very useful. It will not help you in your everyday life, especially if your everyday life is sitting in front of the computer. But it doesn't really matter, does it? Because this is a language video, not an exercise video. So let's just head over to the whiteboard and do some language stuff. Here we go. Language stuff. Let's try to translate this sentence, because that is always fun. That's why we are here. Let's start with this one, because that's probably very, very easy. Or is it? Oh boy. Yep, that's fine. So, oh, come on. Copy that. Thank you. Talán. So that's something I do, or I shouldn't, and run. Now, of course, run is, well, this would be the imperative. I don't know why it is there, because this one is the, yeah. Now, because I, and also shouldn't, let's use verbix, because that will probably be our friend. So let's see, what do we need here? Before we pick something, let's try to use should. Kellene, that is indeed a word. Well, here is the thing. When you use something like this, that you need to work with a verb, then you need the conjunctive. I mean, you don't need the indicative, you don't need conditional because it's not an if statement, you don't need imperative, but because you are connecting a verb, another, well, verb actually, directly to our main verb, then you definitely need the conjunctive conjugation, because, you know, it works in conjunction with the other. I mean, it's not the best explanation in the world, but that's how I explain it. And fushak. And of course it shouldn't, so that's the nam, which I will not bother to put in the Google Translate because we are so clever and advanced now, aren't we? Right, and everyday. Well, let's go with everyday. Maybe that come up. Yeah, there you go. Mindanao. Perfectly fine. Brilliant, fantastic, and there we go. So how would I ever figure out how or when to use this sort of stuff? Well, today you definitely learned at least one example, but one example is never really good. But the thing is that technically you can use any verb in there, but you have two rules to make it work. Rule number one, and this is always the case, it has to make sense. So you can use a verb, something that expresses the possibility, lehet. Then, second rule, you always have to conjugate it with no or ne. Lehet, ne. Of course, I may run here, or I'm allowed to run here. That's a sentence that we didn't need to translate today. But nevertheless, that's my example. So, verb, conjugate it properly, and then you conjugate your verb as if nothing happened except you use the conjunctive. Because that's how we roll in Hungary or anywhere else in the world speaking Hungarian. Right, well, today was quite a short and easy lesson, I guess, but I hope that it will have a big impact on your life, because we did touch on something that is quite advanced, because now you're working with two verbs, and just like in English, it doesn't make sense if you work with two verbs and you make a mistake. It's dangerous. It's like working with hydrogen and fire. Can be done, but it's a little bit dangerous. So thanks for watching, and see you tomorrow. Remember, if you have any questions, especially because today we learned something new and exciting and complex and crazy, just leave a comment or comment on the document, which I usually leave in the description. I mean, the link to it. Goodbye!